Okay. Hi there, traders. Now it looks like we're up and running for a live stream. So I'm just going to cover over before the European market opens some of the trades from today that I placed, explain them through to you, and then we'll just go over some of the trades from last night on the Dow. We've got the NASDAQ, which is the US Tech 100, the DAX, which is the Germany 40, and the UK 100, which is the FTSE. Okay, so there's some really good setups overnight that played out nicely. And again, today we had a couple of good shorts. Not actually a couple of good shorts, a couple of good trades. I had one short, which I'll explain to you in a minute, and it didn't turn out quite well. That was off to a bad start this morning, but then made up quite nicely on the Nikkei. So this is the ASX 200 CFD. So it's a really good trading instrument. If you're hanging around the Asian session, the Australian markets, then it's a good product to get into and have a bit of trade. It doesn't have massive volatility like some of the others, but it's a good one just to cut your teeth on, and it's a really nice trader. So first trade, I only had one trade on this. That was a short. Now looking at this 5 minute chart, I could not tell you why. I think it was more that I was just getting a bit over eager to start the session. We had this push into this resistance level, and there were sellers obviously protecting that level. So I obviously dived in short and got it wrong. Now, prime setup was just in here. Okay, just coming into 11 o'clock. There would have been a really nice buying entry just in there, but that stage I was focused on the Nikkei, which I'll show you in just a minute. But you can see, if you're sticking with those exponential moving averages, stick above for a buy, below for a sell, and stick it on the sort of the 5 minute charts and try to go with that momentum push, then you can't go wrong. Okay, your probability is going to be with you, or the statistics are going to say a higher probability they're going to, of success when you stick to that sort of strategy. Okay, let's look on to the Nikkei. Now that's about the 11 o'clock mark. This is when I was shorting on the ASX 200. That didn't work out, so that trade. And then I obviously looked across to this one. I thought Nikkei, it has better moves. Okay, once it goes from a bid zone like here, and it's looking to another resistance area where there could be sellers. Okay, we're looking for a move from one area to another really, and that was the open. So the first trade come in, and I'll just show you that now. You can see that was the trades there. That was the first trade on the ASX 200. Didn't play out too nicely. Small loss in comparison to the gains made later on, but they were all long. So there was basically two longs. Okay, so this first one, really nice prime setup. Okay, we're on the 5 minute chart here. If you drill that down, we don't really need to. If you drill it down to the 1 minute chart, you can see that it's a really good setup. Okay, so I was really happy to go long there. You can see that I'm expecting, okay, if it's not going to push up above this level and stay there, it's going to come straight back down, and it shouldn't start to pause on those MAs. And if you start seeing a candle that's green, obviously there's buying around, there's some buying attempt to push it up to new highs, then you want to take advantage of that. And that's exactly what I did there. So the first buy was in here, and I think that got that little push up there, and then it paused, it come back down. I was out of the first trade, and then the second trade was the secondary push. So I got this little pullback, started to hold up exactly like before, looked to get in here and got this little ramp up there. So I could have held it a bit longer, but all in all, it was a good little result. So really nice, really trading there, and some nice setups. If we just drill down to the 1 minute chart, yeah, you can see that's kind of the area in there around the 11 o'clock market pushed up. You can see higher low in here. Love that. This sort of push, consolidate. Love to see that consolidation where the price just starts to hang on to the highs. Sellers are coming in, but all the buyers are too strong for them, and they overpower the sellers, and then up we go. So that's pretty much what I was after there. Now, looking over to the Dow from last night, we had the 5 minute trading day strategy, which it kicks off on the open of the index, which is at 1:30 Sydney time. So that's my time here. That kicked off really nicely. We were looking at this from 12:30. You can see the market creeping up. So what that's doing, and you can go to the recording that we did last night. It'll be on our YouTube channel. Have a look at that and just see what the strategy paid out. We're only ever going for 10 points. It's a 1-to-1, but it's a high probability trade. Okay, and it's very, very consistent, and it's simple. So if you're a new trader, you're watching this, it's very, very simple. So yeah, just find out about that. So you got the sell was through this level here, sold through there, made the 10 points, and then we just started watching it. Okay, so I was trading with a few other guys. We're getting involved. This area here, I actually didn't take the trades, but we were talking about that initial push. So this was into a resistance area where there was sellers. Okay, so you had the initial push up, pull back. It tried to go again. You can see the selling coming in. Momentum's starting to ease. Momentum's a bit extended. So If it can't go up, and it wants to go up, it needs to clean out some buyers. Okay, it needs to clean them out, put them back on the sidelines with a move down, flush them out, and start to build up again. And that's pretty much what happens. You got this first push down, start to come here and start to settle at a lower level. You can see below these highs. Fantastic. Go short. Okay, prime short each day. You've got, if we just show you that, that's kind of resistance. You can see that's the high, and then through this area, if we boxed it up, that would be the entry. Okay, you got that double top up there. We call it an RTF, so don't worry too much about the terminology. You'll learn that as you go. RTF, retest, fail. Once it starts to fail, you know the buyers that are pushed up here are starting to get nervous. Market comes down, reverses on them. They have to sell back into the market, and that's where you want to enter, take advantage of that push lower. So that was a cracker. A bit later on, you had more of this chop, and then it was later on and about here where it really started to turn out nicely. And you can see that price action. So if you're looking at this, buyers were picking it up here, were picking up here, it continually got supported, and you start holding these higher levels, and that's pretty much what you want to see. You start to hold these higher levels, and then it's just a matter of picking your entry when you're looking for, you know, that push higher, and that was just in here. So pretty much for me, the prime entry, once you got through, it was just in that level there, it was just in there. Whoops, draw that up. Actually, there we go. Well, it's just in there. Okay, so that was prime. You can see it was starting to expand higher. These buyers weren't hanging around. They were starting to step it up. They were starting to step up at higher prices, and they were starting to push. Okay, and that was beautiful. And that started to really kick on. So you could have got, you know, easily if you're trading that sort of strategy, that sort of way is 90 points there. And if you're going for about a 30, 40 point risk, you double your money. It's a 2-to-1 trade, let alone holding for a bigger move, 150 points up there. So there's really some fat in the trades when you get it right. Okay, when you can understand what you're doing and what you're looking for. And that, like I said, that's what we're here to help with. Okay, get onto the US tech. That's the NASDAQ. That was a breakout trade. Looking at this in the moment to add it to the repertoire, I think it's really good and it paid out quite nicely. So last night was exactly the same. Market open, went sideways, bang, straight down. Okay, this is a 5-minute chart. That's the 12:30, and that's the opening candle here. If we won't look at the 1-minute chart, but you can see it was pretty obvious. It went straight through the lows, which is exactly what we want. Can't get through the highs. We just want to take a 1-for-1 trade, risk reward, and we want that consistency. At the moment, it's sitting around 83% strike rate, meaning 83% of the time of your trading the products that we alert to, it's working. Okay, and that's all you want. So it's nice and easy. Like I said, it's something that a beginner trade can understand with a few, you know, learning a few basic things. You can understand it and you can trade it yourself. All right, that's that later on was the prime setup. So that's what I'll be looking at right in there. That same sort of zone as the Dow we're just looking at. You know, flush. It couldn't flush down through here, and it started to lift. You could have taken any number of these little higher lows, continuation type of trades up. You're going with the flow. You're going with that push because you know the market's starting to push up. This is a major low here, followed by a minor low through here or even here. It failed. So if it fails to go down, it's going to go up. It's going to flush all these sellers out. Okay, that's it. That's what you're anticipating, and that's what played out. So it's a beautiful trade there. The German DAX 40. So I think this one was a winner as well. So this was the for the 5-minute trading day. That was the open there. We spoke about that, I think, overnight as well, and that kicked off nicely. It took off. Nice entry. That was through there. That go for your 10 points. You're done and dusted. And then from there, it was just a matter of watching the action play out later on. And you can see it played out quite nicely through that European session. It was pretty much, you know, that's your prime entry. I see there could have been some shorts through here. I actually liked that kind of action there. That was a nice short in there. We were looking at that on the US Open. We looked at this zone through here. We're selling into that. So yeah, doing really nicely. It's not, you know, it's not rocket science. We get onto the UK and we'll just take a quick look at that, see where I'm at. Oh, there we go. This is the FTSE, and that was a breakout trade we were talking about overnight as well. So we've covered this in the stream from last night. Just coming into the open, and like I said, we'll be placing that up to the Discord channel as well. And here you've got a number of trades. Once you start seeing that push lower back to the moving averages, so the averages are moving up. Averages are moving up. When you get your pullback, they bounce off the averages. You're kind of looking for that higher low to play out. You've got we'll draw that up here. Nice zone through here. Actually, just change colors. I like my prettier colors. That's right. There you go. You can see that area in there. You could have bought it. You could have bought it back in there. Nice push up, and then it started to revert back again. This was the open. after the US Open, it started to chop around here, and then you've got a bit more, you know, pretty price action, I guess you'd call it, or a bit more consistent price action. So you can see there was more than enough trades which paid out quite a bit. Okay, that's the UK. You got the DAX that paid out quite nicely. A couple of shorts we had in there, and then later on I wasn't around, but that's a prime one. If I was around, that's something that I would be looking at. You can see these off these higher lows, and then that higher low in there, bang, up we go, expansion into the close. Okay, which is what what you're always looking for. US Tech, and that was prime. Good setup there. You could have even got a short in there, but that was kind of getting a bit extended, if you ask me. But there was a lot later on as well. And the Dow played out really nicely, so we had good fun on the Dow last night. Yeah, on the open, got that opening trade. I don't think I got a short off there, but I was looking in this zone, and that's where you guys were talking through the trade, and then got that expansion lower, and then took it off somewhere in here once it started to run out of steam on the downside. And that move there, if you can get something like that, 100 points, over 100 point push down, and that's really, really nice. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining me, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the start of the European session, and then again later on for the live trading at the start of the US session. All right, we'll speak to you later. Bye.